I'm going to talk about some internalized homophobia and transphobia adjacent things, plus growing up as a queer child without knowing that I was, and also queerness generally. Okay. I used to feel like kind of a fraud, or at the very least, a late bloomer, because I would come up against these narratives of gay people, trans people, lesbians, ace and aro people, queer people, who knew about their identity from childhood, from the earliest days of learning how to self-identify, learning your name, how to say your name, how to spell your name, and I'm gay. These early lessons arriving before the kindergarten bus with certainty. Or even if they weren't totally sure, they knew that they were different. And I maybe knew that I was different in some ways. Like, I began walking early. I began talking early. I liked to play by myself. I didn't have the easiest time making friends. I had specific interests. Didn't always feel comfortable in groups. And I have so many memories of kiddie birthday parties where I would end up alone, dancing in a corner, sometimes in front of a mirror. And people would worry about me, but I was fine. I was happy. I didn't consider queerness, not until years later, and then, by then, I felt woefully behind. I didn't hear the word lesbian until middle school, and I only thought that men could be gay, and I thought that asexuality was for things like amoebas and plants, and I used to sneakily come home and watch RuPaul's Drag Race after high school before my parents got home from work, but I didn't know why it felt so forbidden besides the obvious fact that queerness was not spoken about or welcome in my childhood home. I can't remember the first trans person I met or non-binary person, but it can't have been until deep into my undergraduate years of college. And when my best friend began to question their gender, to use that word non-binary, to use they, them pronouns, I, at age 27, found myself quietly thinking, I didn't know that was something someone could do. That was then. But some years have passed, and things have become clearer to me from a distance. And I don't feel like a fraud anymore. I don't feel like I've missed out, and I don't feel left behind by my queerness because I am now. I'm here now. Recently, I've been thinking about the first time that I bought myself pronoun pins. It was back in 2020, and there's actually a record of it on my YouTube channel. In my December roundup video, things that happened in the year 2020. I asked people to contribute noteworthy events from every month of 2020, either headline news or personal items, and I contributed too. And about 22 minutes in recounting November of 2020, I say, started using both she and they pronouns. Heck yeah. And I'm talking about myself. I bought myself pronoun pins on Etsy, and I put the she, they pin in my cart, and I hesitated for so long on that page, it wasn't hesitation anymore. It was so deliberate. And there was this feeling that I had of keep going. And this feeling that I get sometimes, but not too often, of wanting something so much, I almost can't think about it, or look at it, or touch it. And I put a they, them pin in my cart too. And I knew then. I knew where I was going, even if I wasn't ready or brave enough to leap to that place. I could see the landing spot, and I knew it would be a gorgeous, heart-pounding, screaming fall to a soft and safe landing place. When I planned to write this piece, make this video, I tried to put the placeholder title into my notes app as they/them, and it auto-corrected to they/then. And I felt the retroactive pieces of my identity falling into place, like dominoes moving in reverse. And in the same way I knew I was a they then, I know I knew I was gay then. And it's okay. It's okay if I couldn't or wouldn't say then. I can't live my life on thens, not even nows. I pin my they, them pronouns to my shirt, to my chest, to my heart. And I wonder what's next.